What's up, everybody? I'm just documenting here my 260,000 mile update on my 4Runner here. So just a quick overview. This is a 2001 third generation Toyota 4Runner Limited. I am the second owner. The first owner was my friend's dad that owned this. Bought it brand new. Very, very rust free. So as you can see, this is repainted in a shade of army green, paint code 6V7, which is an OEM Toyota color. And this was repainted by Mako back in 2021, I believe August. So it's been a little over a year since I got this repainted. I'll kind of show you the condition of the paint here. Since I do garage this most of the time, it doesn't see the sun that often. So it's in pretty good condition, as you can see here. So the update on that is that the paint itself, it's held up pretty good. We'll go to the next thing here. So as you can tell kind of from my previous video, I have bought a new set of wheels. These are called WEDS, W-E-D-S. It is a Japanese manufacturer, 5-spoke. The specs on these is 16/7 with a +8 offset. So compared to my old wheels, we'll show you here. These are the factory 3rd gen 4Runner wheels, also known as Coke bottles. Those are a 16/7 +15 offset. So these do stick out a little bit further than stock, as you can see here. And if you refer back to one of my first videos on this channel, I did have a set of work wheels. Those work wheels were 17/8.5 -10. I have since sold those. Kind of funny enough, those work wheels were actually produced in China, which is kind of weird for a Japanese brand to outsource their wheels like that. But these here, although they're not very good quality, they are made in Japan. So I bought these wheels off of Up Garage in Japan, and they were $85 for the entire set. However, I had to pay $500 for shipping, which ended up being about like what, 100, a little over $100 per wheel, which is still a great deal for some authentic JDM wheels. The tires are still the same used set of KO2s that I had from my last 250,000 mile update. 265, 75, 16 BFG KO2s, E-loads. Maybe sometime in the next 10,000 miles or so, I'll probably update these to another set of the same size tires. I do want to put some 33s on here again like I did back then, but this is just one size up from the factory size of 265, 70, 16, excuse me. So I've gotten a lot of my original acceleration back from downsizing to this size, so I kind of like it that way. And in a couple months, this might not be my daily driver anymore, so I'd like to keep it looking good. So next on the list, the last 10,000 miles, I did have to change my wiring harness for my bxbuilt lights. So these are by LEDs by bxbuilt. The original harness that they sent me, I got these installed back in April. It went bad. It cut out on me. There was a short in the wiring harness, but all the fuses were good. So I had to pay $45 to them to have them ship me out a brand new one. So that's since been fixed. The performance on them is very good. I love them. So highly recommend them besides the wiring harness issue. Oh, I also just wanted to point out, this is a TQ Customs grill. This is junk. I do not recommend this. Go either keep your original 3rd gen grill like I do here, or go buy yourself another one, but I don't recommend these guys. 10,000 miles. Oh, I have installed I've had to install a new wiper switch. So the problem that I had was every time it rains, I would put the switch in an intermittent mode here, and it would just constantly, you know, the wipers would constantly be on and the intermittent wouldn't work. So I had to buy a new switch. I actually bought a new wiper motor as well, but I figured I'd do this just so that it's an easier fix. So all you have to do is just take out, there's videos on YouTube, but there's just a couple screws here, and you take this top and bottom piece out, and then, you know, pull the tab, put the new one in, and it's really plain and simple right there. So since I've done that, wipers operate like normal. I will have to redo the seat and the passenger seat sometime down the line when I'm not using this as my daily driver anymore, but it still works pretty well. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is my window trim. So 260,000 miles. This is the original window trim. See that fading right there? And fading here. I guess I might, if I have some time, I might take them apart, or once it gets warmer, I'll take them apart and then I'll spray it with some 3M. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a can that restores, like plastic restoration stuff, basically. So yeah, like I said in my original video, I do want to get this 4Runner to 300,000 miles. Mechanically, it's been solid, no leaks or anything. I've put in a lot of money over the past year and a half of my ownership in preventative maintenance, including like fluid exchanges, oil changes every 5,000 miles. I actually have a service appointment this Saturday to get this oil changed. But yeah, I mean, you treat it well and it'll treat you well. So look at that, 0 frame rust, absolutely 0. This is an Oregon car. As I've previously stated, we do not use salt here. We've been starting to use salt, but in this part of town, we do not use salt. So, a little overview here. Oh, one more thing. My fuel door, the little clip went out. So what had happened was that I was trying to get fueled up at Costco, and my fuel door wouldn't work. And the reason it wouldn't work was because this little spring broke. Extremely easy fix. I bought a Dorman off-brand part for like $8. Put it in, took like literally 20 seconds, and now it operates like normal. And as you can see, the paint coverage isn't great on the paint job for Mako, but you know, if you close the door, you can't really see it. So oh, I did want to address one more thing here. It's a little hard to see, but I do have some SPC upper control arms in here. Casters at about 3.5 degrees, and the ball joint has been leaking on both sides, which I've heard it's a common issue. So I might have to buy a new set of ball joints for these and put them in. But you know, had I known that I wasn't going to be running too much lift in the front like this, I probably wouldn't have needed SPCs. But at that point, when I had originally put put the Ironman lift in, I was running about 3.5 inches of lift in the front. Now I'm down to closer to 2 inches of lift, which is a little low for this setup because the rear is quite high, so there's a lot of rake. But I think in the future I'll probably put in a spacer in the front just to level it out a little bit more. This vehicle itself, I'm not sure about other third gens. I have heard about this problem where the driver's side has a lean. So let's see if I can show this right here. It has a bit of a lean this way. And that's because the gas tank sits on this side. So when I put the lift in, it started leaning to the left, which, I mean, when I'm driving, it doesn't matter, but what I'll have to do is I'll have to put in like a 1/2 inch spacer on this side, and then maybe a 1/4 inch spacer on this side, which would yield 1/2 inch of lift, because it's doubled, I think. Or no, I'd put in a 1/2 inch lift, a 1/2 inch spacer on this side to yield 1 inch of lift, and then a 1/4 inch spacer on the right side to yield 1/2 inch of lift. But that's further down the line. So if you have any questions or concerns, or any questions on any part on my 4Runner or my experiences, please put it in the comments below, or share your feedback.